Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we have a bit of a personal one. I am going to indulge myself on this request for this new Babymetal song, Brand New Day. I really want to hear what this Infinity Stone collection of musicians that they've been gathering has in store. I, of course, heard the one with Electric Callboy on my own time, and now they have the new one with Scott LePage and Tim Henson of Polyphia. So it's just a lot of amazing artists all in one room, and I love this sort of collaboration. This is always where Babymetal ends up shining. They've got some amazing songs, of course, on their own, but when they invite the other metal people into their studio to write and record these, they always end up sick. So I've got to figure out what this one's going to sound like, and I assume it's going to be nothing short of awesome. So without further ado, let's go. Start a little slow, a little atmospheric, all right. I know a lot of people probably know this, but I'm sure a lot of you don't. I am a huge Babymetal fan. I went to their tour with Death Clock recently, this past fall. Amazing show. All brilliant performers, but that's why I'm so hyped to hear how they work with other people, because they're nuts. Woo! Yo! Dude. Those riffs were just so smooth. Ooh. Oh god. Why does the Polyphia guitar tone work so well with Sue's voice, dude? It blends so flawlessly. Dude. So I actually have heard this song. I didn't expect that. I didn't recognize the title. I didn't recognize that these two had worked on it. Unless this is specifically for this performance that they helped out. I recognize the chorus. Like, I'm a fan, but I'm definitely the type to recognize the song by sections more than I am, like, the title. So I have heard this. I don't know if I've heard the whole thing though, so this definitely wasn't played at their tour, so seriously, Sue's voice is so powerful. It's absolutely insane. And for the record, she sounds exactly like this live and can confirm not a recording. Obviously, for these live videos, they tweak things to fix up little inconsistencies in all the performances, but she sounds phenomenal live. They all do. Love that 4 on the floor. That's become like a more recent staple for a lot of their stuff. Just using that in the bridge really pumps up the crowd too. Maybe I've heard this on their like recent album. Maybe I just kind of listened to the whole thing. I know I did. I'll have to check before I do my like full breakdown. Man, still brilliant performers. 100%, dude. Okay, I looked it up. I have heard Brand New Day before. It was 4 years ago this song came out, so no wonder I had forgotten that I'd heard it. I, of course, didn't hear it in the concert, like I said, so it's just been a while. And there are songs I'll go back to very frequently, and there are other ones I just don't for whatever reason, not because they're bad, just because they come across my autoplay more regularly. So I guess this one just wasn't there, but I knew it sounded familiar based off that chorus, and I did not know that Tim and Scott worked on that song, but now hearing it, especially with the context of them on stage, of course they did. But it could have just been as easily the producers for Babymetal just trying to emulate that sound because it was popular at the time, still is. There's a lot of like trickery behind the scenes that would make sense if it was produced by somebody else trying to emulate it rather than having the actual people work on it. Because Brand New Day, when it came out, that's why it didn't stand out to me in the title, because they didn't put Tim Henson and Scott LePage in there. They just said it's Brand New Day. But they're in the producer credits so that it all comes together. So coming from a 28-year-old man who's been a fan since the very beginning of Babymetal and has joined the Moshish pit more than once in a single concert, this is an amazing track, an amazing live performance, and like I said during the reaction, they sound this good live. I obviously don't know if Polyphia does. I'm sure they do, because we're talking about like gods on guitar here, but we're also talking about 3 brilliant vocalists and performers doing their thing as well as they can too. Sue has always had a phenomenally explosive voice, and the power that she has from being like 13 to now, it's like she has always had that skill and be able to malleate that as she gets older. And it's weird kind of seeing a performer that you've been following for so long. I've been following them since like 2010, and that Sue is like roughly my age, which is just wild to think about how absolutely impressive her entire career has been. And of course, by no means forgetting Moa and Momo themselves and Yui in the past. Brilliant all around performers. They've always done amazing jobs doing what they do, just lifting up everything. Like Sue may be a great vocalist, but they're all really good vocalists. The ability to be able to support the lead singer so strongly is an entirely separate skill that I could never hope to be that good at. I've supported vocalists in the past doing shows and stuff live myself, and I could never hope to be as absolutely rock solid as they are, especially with crowd work too. Like while Sue is doing her solo or something, the other two are off working the crowd and like trying to get people into it. And that sort of connection is really important for a show. And of course, being idol performers, that's part of that whole subsection of music in Japan. But to avoid this becoming like an overview of Babymetal and my opinions on them, rather let's get back to the song. I'm surprised I didn't really recall this song until it got to the chorus, and that's probably because the chorus had the biggest impact on me for whatever reason in the time. But I'm really happy now being able to re-listen to it and notice things about the production that I didn't before. There's stuff in the drums that's really fun that breaks stuff up, and just the structuring of each movement there, each part of the track is really supported drum wise. The kick drum pattern really supports the guitars. They work very well together. That's pretty popular to do in metal, matching the like bass and rhythm section in general with the kick. And of course, it's all the rhythm section, but just driving that kick alongside the rhythm or the bass guitar specifically to match certain patterns is very popular, especially with stuff that's a little bit more proggy. So this fits really well. It just adds a punch to every single phrase in the song, and this one, like many of Polyphia's, does exactly that. So it's probably why it felt so Polyphia to me the first time I had heard it, and I didn't even think about it until now. But man, what a track, dude. I would still love to see Babymetal again. I would love to see Polyphia if I could ever get the chance to see them live, but it just really depends on where they show up and if I can at the moment. Since it's not technically my first time hearing the song, I feel like a reaction is kind of improper for this video, but that's probably why it devolved into me giving it like a general overview of my thoughts on Babymetal. I'm gonna love Babymetal till the day I die. They're fantastic performers and they do brilliant work, so it's kind of hard to do reactions for stuff that I'm personally already into because I know what my opinion's gonna be, and I know it'll devolve into a giant praise fest, so I try to stay away from ones I'm like immediately directly invested in. But I really wanted to hear this one after seeing the names on screen. I had to give it a shot. I just didn't notice that it was already one I had known. But that's about it. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you liked this video and you want to see more, leave a request down below of something I should get to, maybe something I don't already know. Oops. And I will do my best to get to it as always. And otherwise, if you like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!